Hello and welcome to the Road to National series. Within this series, I'm going to try and qualify and compete in the British National Powerlifting Championships within raw powerlifting. Now, each episode within this series is going to show you some aspect of my diet, my lifestyle, but mainly my training leading up to try and compete. And there's going to be some sort of educational topic to go alongside this. So I'm going to cover things like my programming and how I'd advise you program, the max effort method, the dynamic effort method, why I utilize those methodologies, how I would advise you program accessories, how intensely you should be training your accessories, how much volume I'd advise, as well as specific things like pieces of equipment for a home gym if you're thinking of building that, what you should do whether you're injured or sick, or if you're going on holiday, how to manage that. There's going to be a wide array of topics that I'm going to cover, and if you think of any topic that you want me to cover, comment it down below. But without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so today I'm going to be taking you through an upper max workout, and later on I'm going to be talking to you about warm-ups. But first, this is me building up to my max effort for this week. It is a banded camber bar press. I have never done a camber bar press with this much band tension before, so it is a new variation, so technically anything I lift will be a PR. I didn't actually check my other records, which I normally do, and gauge roughly what I should be getting, but last week I used these bands and I hit 90 kilos on a close grip. That was underperforming. I was a bit disappointed with that last week, but I hit that on a camber bar this week, and usually I'm much stronger at close grip presses. My close grip bench max is almost 20 kilos more than my camber bar max, so I was very happy there to hit 90 kilos on the camber bar with the same band tension as I hit it on the close grip. Moving on now to my accessories. First things first, I have the same as last week, overhead Swiss bar extensions with the same amount of weight. Then I go on to dumbbell press, then close mag grip lat pull downs, then bicep curls, and then ab rollouts. Just a quick note, all of last week I was debating about shifting my programming around a little bit on upper days. Instead of doing 4 exercises for 3 sets, I was thinking of doing 5 accessories for 2 sets on upper days because I found my strength was dropping off dramatically by the 3rd set. I have done that this week. As you'll have heard me just say, there are 5 different accessories, so I felt that that went so much better this week, going as hard as you can on the 1st set and then trying to match it after a decent rest with the 2nd set. So yeah, you can watch these accessories whilst I talk to you about warm-ups. So, the points of warm-ups is pretty obvious. There are 2 benefits that warm-ups provide. First of all, it dramatically increases your success rate of whatever you're warming up for in your session. So powerlifting in particular, whether you're doing a linear periodization style approach and you're building up to maybe like 3 sets of 4 of bench at like 80% 1 rep max, or whether you're doing something like I'm doing here, a conjugate workout where I build up to a max variation, warming up is vital for increasing your rate of success. People who just jump straight to their working weight often miss the weight, particularly if they're doing high percentage work, so anything above 90% 1 rep max. So first benefit of warm-up is that it's going to actually increase your chances of succeeding with whatever your programming is. But the second and main one probably is decreasing your injury risk, and the reason for this is fairly obvious. You get injured when your body is not physically prepared for something. So that can literally be any type of injury. If you're in a car crash and your bones break, they were not physically prepared for the blunt force trauma. Now, there's nothing you could do to train that. However, when it comes to training in the gym to avoid injuries like muscle tears, what we can do is warm up and physically prepare our bodies for our session. Things like ego lifting are things you should never do. Warming up seems to be more nebulous because what you're trying to warm up to avoid injury for is something that you can do in general. Your program is reasonable. You're not like randomly whacking on extra weight. The reason that you need to warm up is because even though you might generally be physically prepared to lift something, you won't be physically prepared on that day, or you might be for most of your sessions and you might get away with not warming up and then bang, suddenly one day you get injured because on that day you weren't physically prepared to jump straight to your working weight. So obviously you need to warm up to try and reduce injury risk. That is one of the most basic things for injury. The goal of a warm-up should literally just be to get blood pumping around the body, preferably to your desired muscles. So if you're doing an upper workout like I've done today, the warm-up should target whatever your first primary movement is. So my tactic for warming up, I don't show my warm-ups on these videos because they're really slow and boring, but I basically pick 2 exercises that are relevant to the first thing that I'm doing in the session, and I just do 2 sets of 20 supersetted in one circuit. So for today, because I was doing a bench max, I supersetted some tricep pushdowns to warm up triceps and some chest presses on my machine, and I literally just did exceptionally light sets of 20 just to try and pump some muscle in. It's almost more like cardio work. You can use a cardio machine. That's an effective way to warm up. I don't recommend stretching, particularly not static stretching. Dynamic stretches are quite good, which is like if you were to swing your leg, the type of stretches you see like football players doing on the sidelines when they're warming up to come on for a substitution. That sort of stretching's fine, particularly if you maybe need assistance getting into the range of motion. So for a camber bar bench press today, I'm fine, but if you struggle to get the camber bar down to your chest, maybe you do want to do some dynamic chest stretches just so that you feel comfortable going through that full range of motion. But it's pretty basic for warm-ups. You're just wanting to get blood supply to the relevant muscles. The other thing that I suggest is building up to your max. This is the main way I warm up. You could literally see my warm-up sets for my max today. I warm up for my dynamic effort as well, even though that is percentage work and isn't maximal. You should still jump whatever jumps your body's capable of doing. So I don't think you have to spend like ages doing 3 sets of just the bar. You literally see all of my warm-up sets at the beginning of this. I jump fairly big jumps, but that's because I'm conditioned to do it, and that's what makes me feel okay. I do more jumps for lower, one because it's often bigger weight, so I do a similar size jump, but there's more of them because the end weight is bigger, but 2 because I find I've had a knee injury. I want to just make sure my lower body is fully warm before doing my session. So that is just basically it with warm-ups. It's not particularly complicated. Coming back to today's workout, this is me doing some ab rollouts. I'm recording this voiceover the day after, and getting into bed was a nightmare last night after doing these. I literally couldn't sit up this morning. My abs are absolutely wrecked. So I did find these very challenging. That is it for today's video. I hope you did in fact enjoy the video, unlike me enjoying that ab training. If you did enjoy the video, drop it a like, comment, share, subscribe, all of those good things. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.